right, hope everyone's doing well. House of Payne fans, I'm giving you a string of House of Payne videos because it's been a while since I've done that. And House of Payne actually outdoes Have and Have Not sometimes on the channel, so I might as well capitalize on that. But before going further in the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, hit the bell notification icon, hit that all button because, well, you know, you want to be notified when I post stuff. Follow me on social media and subscribe, unless I've already said that. Look, I'm tired, but go ahead and hit subscribe. This is more of a discussion video than an actual, episode review and trailer breakdown because I did both of those videos before doing this one. Yay, Jeremy. So, this is something that fans have been speculating about since the season began, so I'm not going to sit up here and try to act like I came up with the theory, but a lot of fans, including myself, were like, first of all, I don't know. Lisa being a stripper, who's to say she's actually, Malik's baby mama? Who's to say it's not somebody else? Number two, we learned a lot about Kaleb. Hell, even going way back to the synopsis of the series or the season when they said they gave brief descriptions on both Lisa and Kaleb. I remember talking with other fans like, man, it seems like, Malik and Jasmine kind of went for like the same kind of person, someone who is popular for all the wrong reasons. Lisa for being a stripper, Kaleb for appearing like a rapper, and well, we know him as a drug dealer because even Floyd has him on speed dial. So it's one of those scenarios where their love interests get around, to say the least. The irony is Lisa isn't a person of faith, and then we have Kaleb, who's the son of a preacher, and he does a lot of ungodly things. So based on last night's episode, I've already concluded that I feel like Kaleb is a hit it and quit it kind of guy when it comes to girls like Jasmine. He goes after him, says I love you and everything. As soon as he said the one phrase, but if you love me, you do it, that kind of let me know right there the kind of guy he is. Yes, I know we learned about him selling drugs and whatnot, but in regards to how he treats women, I feel like he's a hit it and quit it kind of guy. And that to me adds him to the list of, I think he's possibly the baby daddy of Lisa's soon to be born child. That's what I think. And I know a lot of you feel the same way, but let me just be honest. I do not dislike the character of Lisa. Not just because she's attractive, but I just feel like that was a major misstep in what they did with Malik. Now, go back to my House of Payne playlist and you'll see towards the beginning, I did a full video about how I think they did Malik wrong. The whole thing about him. Yes, he's made mistakes before. He even had a wife at one time, but to actually go the route of him knocking up a stripper, it just doesn't sit well with me. Not to mention how this season has been designed where we honestly have characters disappear for such long periods of time that we forget they're on the show. Hence why when they do previously on House of Payne, we're seeing clips from like episode 7 or episode 4 when we're almost at episode 20 because, hey, remember this character that popped up like 3 months ago? We're actually going to bring them back to the show tonight so we can talk about them. So I think that what they could do is that they can make the most out of the Jasmine story arc with Kaleb and show Kaleb for the guy he really is. And as a result, reveal that he's the father of Lisa's baby. And then they can get rid of both characters. And I'm not saying this in a bad way because like I said, I don't mind Lisa, but I just don't like what they're doing with the character on the show. It's like, I like Lisa, but not at the expense of how they're treating Malik, in regards to his particular story arc. And as a result, I do feel like these two characters could be written off together. I'm not saying that they will end up together, but it will be a nice, slap in the face to Kaleb to actually be, hey, you know what? These decisions you make, oh, it's just some weed. Oh, it's just sex. Here's a lifelong consequence you got to deal with. Now, I don't know if they're going to keep the baby, but I'm just saying that I really do feel like at the end of the day, this would be a great way to I know it sounds weird to say, but season 10 could be a reboot of this reboot, even though technically I don't consider House of Payne season 9 to be a reboot. I consider it to be a series revival. The Paynes was a reboot or spinoff, if you want to call it that. Either way, it doesn't matter because that show was never coming back aside from the in-jokes within the cast members of season 9. I think that Lisa being a stripper and, with Kaleb being a drug dealer, he probably, man, this dude's probably at the strip club. I mean, let's be real. And as a result, they probably hooked up. Next thing you know, pregnant. Because keep in mind, it's been said that Kaleb and Jasmine have only known each other for like a couple of weeks, a few weeks. So it's not like they've had this lengthy relationship. They just know of each other for the past couple weeks, and it comes down to that. And I believe it's been said that Malik and Lisa have known each other for what, a couple months or something. It hasn't been a long-term relationship, let's put it that way. But I do think that there's more evidence that points to these two hooking up, and he could be the baby's father. What do you think? Do you think Lisa and Kaleb have, gotten together in the past? I mean, I do feel like there could be a scene in the near future where it's like Malik and Lisa, and then Jasmine and Kaleb, and then these two know each other. It reminds me of the Game season 3 where Malik was married to Robin Givens and Tasha was going out with Rick Fox, and then they had a dinner party together at Tasha's house, I believe. And then it turns out that Rick and Robin used to date in the past. I feel like it's kind of like that, where it's going to be like Jasmine and Malik are together at, let's say, CJ and Janine's house or Curtis and Ella's house, and they're with their partners, and then it turns out those two hooked up in the past, which is kind of weird, because it's like, ew, I kissed Kaleb, and that's kind of like kissing my brother, in the sense that, he was kissing the girl that my brother has pregnant, allegedly. Kind of like, Malik kissing Lisa is like her kissing Kaleb, which is an extent him kissing Jasmine. I know it sounds weird, but that's kind of what it feels like. So let me know what you think. Okay, let me put it this way. If Kaleb isn't the father of Lisa's baby, I would not be surprised in the least if Lisa and Kaleb haven't had sex or hooked up at least one time. That's what I think. Please, let's get the discussion going in the comment section below. Make sure you like and subscribe, as I mentioned earlier in the video. Shout out to the patrons over on Patreon. You can join in for as little as $1 a month. Also, if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. That's probably the most direct way to support the channel. And with that being said, I'll catch you all in the next video.